What's up everybody, Straw Hats Are Cool here, and we are back again with another video. Today we're going to be jumping back on the sim and showcasing some more games with the PRB01 Mono Red Sanji leader. We did a video just the other day showcasing the deck list, talking about the cards, as well as two gameplay videos. So if you haven't already checked out that, be sure to check it out. I will try and remember to put a link right up there for that. But I usually forget to do that. So if not, it was just the last video I uploaded. And we talk about the deck, what it does, and kind of the thought process behind the card choices. Again, shout out to Ikalakai for kind of inspiring this build. Right here, I have made a couple changes to the deck, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But before we get into that, as always, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has been supporting me and the channel, especially after my long hiatus. Honestly, the previous video did better than I was expecting, considering how long it's been since I uploaded a video. So thank you all for the support on that. Additionally, if you aren't in our Discord and would like to be more involved with some discussions surrounding the One Piece trading card game, a link for that will be in the video description, as well as a link for my TCG Player affiliate. So if you plan on buying any cards off of TCG Player in the near future, do consider using that affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it does help support the channel. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and briefly talk about some of the changes. So in these gameplay videos you'll be seeing today, I don't believe any of those will be showcasing any of the new cards, as I was still running the previous iteration. However, I've taken this deck to a couple locals. I've lost in finals both times, but hey, we've been making it to finals with Sanji, so I think that goes to show that, you know, there's something here with this one. I've lost to the same Lucci player both times. Lucci definitely not a good matchup at all for the deck. I think it is winnable, but it is definitely a little tricky if they see all their stuff. But as far as the changes go, I did cut the 2 Lindbergh, and rather than increasing the count on Chopper, I did end up putting in 2 copies of Karina. She's just a blocker, kind of similar to Chopper, only not on an attacking body. Only the power reduction he gets on play, and it's only minus 2,000 as opposed to the minus 3,000 that Chopper provides. But what's nice about Karina is that in order to get that power reduction from the Chopper, you are having to commit at least 5 Dawn so that you can get the effect off. And it is also using your leader effect for the turn on Chopper, and that means that he's not going to be open for a blocker. Karina, you can just drop it, get that power reduction on play, and then it can bring a lot of characters within range of your effects, such as Pell and the Nico Robin. Paired with something like a Rise Max, you're very easily able to KO some pretty high powered bodies. So that's been pretty cool. Been liking the Karina at 2. And I also changed the Beppo 2K for 2 copies of Mass Deuce. Kind of forgot this card existed, but in a lot of ways it's just better stat line. So you get to actually land an attack on a leader when you use this effect, since with the 2 Dawn on it, you're up to a 5k, and it's the same Dawn investment as Beppo, as Beppo is a 3 cost who requires 1 Dawn. This is a 2 cost which requires 2, so the Dawn investment is exactly the same. So that's pretty cool. The only real downside is that Mass Deuce only hits a 2,000 power or less, whereas Beppo hits a 3,000 power or less. But I think the trade-off for actually being able to attack into the leader easily is well worth swapping the 2 out. It definitely came up at locals once where I did use this. I can't remember if I ever used it in any of the, well, I don't think I recorded the games where it did come up, but it definitely has come up more than the Beppo, so I've been liking the Mass Deuce a little bit more there. And I also put in 2 copies of the EB01 Yamato, which has the same effect as the Koala and Nami, only it's on a 5 cost 5k body that also has 2k counter. So in a lot of ways it's kind of just like a, you know, normal stat line character that can gain rush with your leader effect, as the activate main effect can put a Dawn on Yamato herself. She can get rush from her leader, and she's essentially a 5/6 for that attack. So just another body in a pinch. And then if she ends up living the turn, you also get the bonus of using this effect in the following turns. So yeah, those are the changes I've made. I've been liking the list a lot. It's been doing me pretty well. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into the gameplay. Alrighty, we are up against yet another Luffy. We'll keep it. Brook. We're going to keep it because Brook should be safe on a 4 if we just leave him there. On their 5 dawn turn, I don't think they'll have a way to get rid of it unless they're going to do like an Ice Age Brook. And if that's what they want to do, by all means. I should have attacked first. They get some sort of trigger that kills this, I'ma be upset. But they do just counter out of that one. Running the Shiki lets you filter if you got 8 or more. Seems odd, but I guess makes your value gecko a little better. You can double blocker, Shiki, Frankie, get Dawn back with leader effect. And then you get to filter 3 cards as well. I guess that's not terrible. What do we want here? This guy's not great. He's just kind of there as an extra Robin or whatever, but he's not gonna get the job done here. We are not quite gonna have enough Dawn. Robin fixes the issue. So we can do back, minus, minus. Attack. Rush. 6. Yeah, the Zoro. Next turn we can Rayleigh. And she'll even just do another Brook Rush, start attacking into things, save Rayleigh so we can pair it with Rise Max. We got options. And be swinging 6 into the Brook. Let's try and save it. They don't have removal. Okay, both things are probably. They get on back. Swing into Robin as well. Now, do we... Wobble's not bad either. If we Brook... I don't like Brook here. Can... They're gonna give me... cards for that. They're gonna give. Let's find out. They don't have a lot of cards. They let it go. Now I want to make sure this goes too. Is this worth it? Seems worth it, right? This one 8, they can just double 2. This guarantees it goes away. I guess maybe it doesn't guarantee it. They could give me their whole hand, but yeah, I didn't think I'd do that. Now we still got Otama and Rayleigh. Not quite as good as the Rise Max, but still leaves us options. Another Sanji. Gonna rest the Nami so that the Law can attack into it. Plenty of Dawn left for them to work with. Do Rayleigh, we can go Otama, Rayleigh, 2 minus 2 brings that down to 3, so we can use the minus 3 here. That's pretty good. We still got some decent plays here too. Take that. Frankie not gonna be attacking us this turn. We don't have any power reduction on board though, so it's gonna be hard to get this off unless we top deck something. Gonna be another Law to start. Another Sanji. Guess I should have just kept these in my hand as they just keep getting taken out by the Law. But oh well. Guess we're probably going to be taking 2 hits here. Okay, I can counter out of that. Black Maria. What would they be doing with Black Maria? I don't know. Fine. Gonna swing into the Sanji. Okay. That doesn't pair well with Endcast playing it out now. Okay, sure, that works. You can Kaido for free, kinda. Is that really worth it though? Probably just swinging in one of these. No. Fight. I mean, am I just going for game here? Let's see what happens if we swing an 8. Counter, kind of affected. Three cards left. Seven Dawn. We'll poke a 5. I think we're just taking out Kaido here. That makes things a little more interesting. Nine. $11. Let's go. So backup plan would have just been to take out the Kaido. And then I don't think they can get there. They got to commit 3 Dawn anything attack, and I've got enough to counter out a couple of those. So I think we were pretty much locked up for that one. So I guess they did have this Luffy, so they could have done what, like, that's a 9. We had enough to get out of 8 though, so we were okay. I think their best play there would have been to go 8-10 probably, but we had that, so worked out pretty well for us on that one. They had a whole lot of Sanjis and a whole lot of Laldo. So GG's to my opponent. On to the next one. Alrighty, we are up against my boy RP Luffy. Definitely want to start messing with that deck some more again soon. Very fun deck, and it did win the latest championship over in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. So the deck is still doing quite well, which makes me very happy. Yeah, let's do Robin. And a 6K. I think the new 1-cost event does a lot for the deck. The new Rush Luffy is very good. All those cards that replace themselves are very good, as this deck's biggest weakness is definitely that you just inherently have less resources over the course of a game than any other deck, due to starting with 3 life. So having cards that replace themselves and are just generally good already is really quite nice for the deck. We got the Bond Clay. So we can do that and play a Chopper. Let's try and get as many cards out of their hand as we can. We can potentially take out a big dude next turn with the new gate. Thanks to having the chopper and the rise max, we can do... He puts a dawn, we have one left, so we could swing 6, rise max, and get rid of a big guy. But he plays a kid and attacks into a Robin. Which means we don't even need to use a big thing. Or use chopper, I guess. That worked out nicely. I can still attack 7k. Maybe I should have played out that Nami. Didn't see that that was in my hand. We're going down on Dawn, so they'll only be on 8 next turn. It shows that they are hurting for counter. We've only got 1 2k ourselves, but we've got plenty of cards in hand. I think we'll be alright there. We're gonna rest our chopper. We're just going to attack into it. That is fine. Going into our life, which is fine. We can do... That'll bring him down to 4, so that works out pretty well. Do 7 pop. We should have swung first, didn't think about the slow beam. We'll play out the Nami. And we'll do 8. Guess that's something we gotta be mindful of in the future. See what is worst case here. I mean, gear 5 doesn't do it. We're just gonna Luffy, he's good. That will do it. We wanna... Well, they've only got 1, so they're not going to arrest my guy again. Let's start here. Wapple is the move. Let's see how they react here. Okay, they were bluffing. They didn't have another event. Gear 5 still doesn't do it for them. We have another Luffy. Both my guys are at 8. They put everything on. They can clear one of them. I think we just let it ride. And they end up scooping it up. Did not have it. Went pretty well for us, honestly. We curved out really nicely. We had answers for most of their stuff on curve. Worked out pretty well for us, and we were still able to, you know, poke them. We had enough Dawn to still get up to a 6k for most of our attacks. So that all worked out pretty nicely for us, but definitely excited to start messing with this deck again. This Luffy, the Sanji's not bad. I have mixed feelings on that one though in this deck, but the Luffy's really good and the event is really good. Alrighty, we've got a Sanji mirror. This hand's mediocre. One's a little better. I like opening with a Nami or a Koala. Might need another Rayleigh. I don't think I have alt. I know I don't have alts. I might only have 3 of the regular as well. I want to start taking this to locals. Gonna have to pick up a couple more copies for sure. Got the Zoro. Gonna swing at it. They want to drop their hand by all means. One of the reasons I don't like the more aggressive build is giving me things to attack into that aren't your life can be pretty detrimental. Really thinking about it, so they must have the counter, but ultimately, yeah, probably not worth dropping your whole hand so early for it. Got the Luffy now. Do that. Can't be KO'd in battle by strike. But he is just a 3k, so. There is that. Honestly, it's just strike, right? I want to take out one of them Namis. Now we'll start putting a little pressure on him. We got Rayleigh or Newgate for next turn. Heck, we may even end up just doing like another Pell if we want to start applying a lot more pressure. I'm gonna take it. They want our Pell gone. They want Pell gone, and that is fair. He will die. And we will be taking a 7k. Let's do Newgate. I KO this one. And if they want to protect this, sure. We might be in slightly dangerous territory now that we are down to 2 life. And they are a deck that can just rush us down fairly easily. But they can only give one thing rush a turn. So they are playing a Searcher, so a little different from my build in that regard. But they do end up whiffing off of it, which is quite unfortunate for them. Looks like they may be swinging into our Newgate with a chopper. That is the case. No point in defending that one. Let's just do this. Pop the chopper. Play out the Robin. Got a good amount of counters still. And we've got Rayleigh in the on the back burner. Could be, I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. I think this goes to show though that aggression is not all that matters with this deck. You know, being able to also take it slow and really just try and control the game can also be a valid strategy for this build, especially. Laying out Otama, so they may have a Pell of their own. This is what this is looking like to me. Laying out Nami. Okay, they do not. They're just going to be attacking into it. 6 down left. Sanji. Attacking us for 5. I really don't get the Sanji play, given that I already have this Robin on board, but to each their own. Just playing a Wapple here. Eight, 9 seems fine. Okay, they got the I got 3 2Ks, so I think we'll be all right. 5 cards left, no life. Their board is weak. Seems weird though, they're playing Radical Beam, and then just mostly like these cards that they can get value out of for cheap, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it meshes well in my opinion. You need to kind of commit. Are you being aggressive, or are you going to play a little more defensive? And I don't know, they're trying to blend two strategies that don't really work in my opinion. Like, I think you need to not be wasting deck space on cards that aren't putting pressure on your opponent if you're going this route. Deck space is tight. I'm gonna take out Wapple, that's fine. Let's hit him with the spice. Yippee! This card's so good in this deck. But yeah, I don't like their build. I think they're playing too many events. Like Jambe, I kind of get it, but I don't think you need it. But I suppose if you're running a more like Unga Bunga, I'm gonna play Big Vanillis. It's probably a little better. But yeah. That was a mirror match against Sanji. GG's to our opponent. On to the next one. Buggy D Clown. Go first. Mulligan. No, turn 1. Going with a peel off. Go Nami Robin. And that says okay. 3 and 4 cannot attack. Very odd character. I knew this was seeing play because it does pretty much hard counter the Doflamingo deck. Or have developed a board rather quickly. Okay. I didn't know that was even a blocker, but okay, that was odd. And then now this can attack, and we're gonna do that because we don't want him to have a full board. Because I'm the Buggy, the big Buggy. You have to have a full board, right? Yeah. Oh, I gotta be 5 or more, so I guess that guy didn't matter anyways. Oops, didn't know that. Okay. Let's see here. How do we want to do this? We can block. Any other good 5 cost or lower? Doesn't really seem like it. Not going to rush. We are just going to leave it there. That's pretty good. And Daz Bones. They're all 2 trash one. How do they play that out? because that didn't. Oh, they just hard played. I'm thinking they used the leader effect again. Okay. This is very good. And guess it doesn't really matter, but shoot. I think we just win here. And shoot. Shoot. Yeah, did not have it. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool game actually. They had a lot of cards, big board, but we were really able to combat it pretty well. Answering that 7-cost Buggy was pretty nice. I guess we only really had one thing that couldn't attack, but I don't know. That was a fun one. I enjoyed that. That was a good game. Definitely going to be. Thought that was a fun one to watch for sure.